Bon matin, which is good morning. I have just now finished up the last clip from my last vlog, so feels weird. We're jumping right back into it, but what we're gonna do right now is take off my freaking nail polish because look at these bad boys, bad gorals. Oh my gosh, this is shameful to see. I explained this in my last video, but basically they were cute or whatever. Like you see that little, it's actually a Polly Pocket color from my nail polish. It's like a Polly Pocket, oh my god, what? It was a Polly Pocket like collaboration or whatever. Let me show it to you. So these are from Lights Lacquer, and yes, Polly Pocket collab. This is what was on my nails, or I guess still partially is on my nails. So very cutesy or whatever. But I have ADHD, right? And I was sitting in a work training and I was just feeling so crazy because I had forgotten to take my medication before the training. It was right after lunch, and I usually take a pill, one of my stimulants, at lunchtime, and I forgot to do that because you may hear it in my voice. I have been freaking sick half of the month, and it has just really like thrown me off of all of my routines. I also went on a week-long vacation in February, so like I've just been like off my game. I don't know what's going on. So I didn't take my medication. I was sitting in this like hour-plus long training and just feeling so freaking wired because I just like couldn't sit there and focus on what we were being taught. It was also not new information. I work as a consultant registered dietitian, so I like go into different hospitals and like clinical type of settings as a contract worker, so I'm like in and out and whatever. And most of the places that I go are behavioral health. Like that's kind of my favorite space to be working in. So the training was about suicide risk and prevention, and I'm like, girl, I know all of this. And actually that was like discussed throughout the training because everyone in the training already knew all of that, but it was just like mandated, right? So I'm sitting there unfocused, like having a really hard time, and I start picking my nails because that's one of my go-to like stims. I just felt like so crazy because I was like bouncing my leg and everything, and I'm like looking around. We're kind of sitting in this like U shape and no one else is doing that, and I'm like, I know everyone's like looking at me, right? So I'm like trying to find a different way to manage the like insanity in me that's a little less obvious, and I started picking my nails and I like peeled off almost everything. So we've got to redo that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that now. My toenails also are looking rough. I'm not gonna show you my feet, but they're looking, honestly, they're not looking that bad, but whenever I painted them last time, I have this curse where it's like as soon as I paint my nails, I need to use my hands. Like no matter what I do to try to prevent it, I have to use my hands the second I'm done painting my nails and they're like still wet and fragile. Like it's like, oh cool, now I need to like go touch everything. So that wasn't fun. But with my toes, I don't have that same issue. But whenever I painted them last, I didn't put a top coat first of all, which like I don't always, because I feel like toenail polish, for whatever reason, even though it's the same product, it feels like it could survive like a nuclear war essentially. Like it's so stable on my toes, and I feel like that's pretty common for most people. Like I feel like nail polish lasts a million years on my toenails. Like I don't have it like growing out and picking off and stuff. I just have to take it off because I know that it's probably been there for like a million years. I should probably refresh it. Anyway, that was not the case this past time. This past time I didn't put that top coat on, which again I don't always do, but B, I don't know what happened. I think I like put socks and shoes on before I was ready to or something, and there's just like one strip of it like in the middle of my big toe. There's like a strip of it like removed, like, so there's just like a gap in the middle of it, so it's been looking terrible forever. So I need to redo that as well. And here is what I'm thinking. I'm not going to be painting right now. I'm just taking the nail polish off because right after I do this I'm going to put a hair mask in and then shower at some point. I think I might, what time is it? It's 11 a.m. so I need to figure out when I'm eating lunch, also what I'm eating for lunch. Oh gosh, I need to go grocery shopping today. We have a lot to do today, girl. Yeah, after this, doing a hair mask, and then I'm gonna shower. Probably what is it called? An everything shower. Yeah, I think I need to do an everything shower. I have mostly planned my grocery shopping list. I'm not 100% firm on it. I feel like there's still wiggle room. I did pick 3 meals, which is kind of like my go-to routine. So there's just me and my fiance, and then my dog. That's like all that are here in this house. What? And he typically isn't home every single night of the week. So like, I always describe it this way. I hope this doesn't come off in a weird way, but he abandons me twice a week. No, I'm just kidding. He does a nerdy thing called Magic the Gathering, which is a card game, and essentially you like meet up with groups of people in board game stores. So he usually plays that twice a week after work, but he hasn't been doing that as much lately. So I'm not really sure if we need to like look back on this plan and like change it, because typically I plan for 3 recipes for dinner together, but if he's gonna be home every week, I'm gonna have to plan 4 or 5. But anyway, we usually have like an easy one. So like our easy one is lately burger night, which I think we need to switch up. Like I'm getting kind of sick of that. But we usually have a burger night, easy meal night. And then last week I wanted to make pad thai and we didn't get to it, so I want to do that this week. And I wanted the third meal to be something else than what I've kind of settled on. But for now, what we've settled on, we as in me, because Dan's not even awake yet, but I went ahead and picked honey garlic meatballs, so another Asian dish. That's why I'm like, I don't know if that's what I want to do, but it'll be fine if that's what we do, because it's different enough from pad thai, right? I don't know, that's what I think anyway. So I picked honey garlic meatballs. It's a recipe that we both really like. I also was thinking about doing a hot honey chicken, but then we're doing chicken twice, and I don't know. And I know we're doing burger, but like I usually do a chicken patty or some other type of patty, because burgers for whatever reason are one of the things that I think that I don't like, and I do actually like, but like I tend to avoid. I'm weird. So anyway, I've essentially built my shopping list based on that. I also today need to cook some food for my dog. So I have a husky. I have my beautiful husky Kyla, and she eats kibble. We have her free feed on kibble. But I do tend to spoil her. It's not spoiling to me, but I get it. I do cook her dinners that she gets to enjoy every night. And it's usually just some sort of meat and vegetable, and sometimes a grain. I don't know what the heck I'm doing with that. Like, I know that she can eat grains and it's not a big deal, but I've heard a couple people say that huskies aren't supposed to have grains. They're supposed to be on a grain-free diet. I don't know, man. So I kind of go back and forth. Lately, I don't think I've been putting much grain in her homemade meals. And I don't know if the kibble we're using right now is grain-free. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I actually, this morning, I do this on weekends sometimes. I meal prep my breakfast as a very specific thing, which I'll show you later, I think. But in the weekends, I don't have that meal prep set up. So I've been doing oatmeal lately. I don't know, I'm on my oatmeal game. But I also make her a bowl of oatmeal, which is fun. It's just like oats and some fruit and peanut butter. So she does still have some grains. So yeah, she had a bowl of that this morning. So I guess she's extra spoiled because she gets dinner every night, and on the weekends lately she's been getting bowls of oatmeal in the morning. Oh, she's just out there sleeping in her chair. It's nap time. Let's see, what else do I have to tell you? I was gonna film like while I was doing all this, but like you're kind of in my way. I need to get into my sink to do my hair mask, so I think we'll pause and I will bring you back as I do whatever I do next. Oh my god, hi, I'm back. I just decided I will keep talking to you guys, but I got my hair wet. Now we're gonna brush out and then we're gonna add the mask. So this is what I'm going to be using, the Ava NYC. I don't know. I try to alternate every other week, and I usually try to do hair masks every weekend. So I try to alternate every other week, with one week being a moisturizing, like hydrating mask, and the next week being like protein based. So like for reparative, whatever. That was recommended to me by my hairstylist at some point. I have a really bad memory. So like, who knows if I've been sticking to that consistently, but I think last week I did a protein one. Who knows? I certainly don't know. Oh my gosh, why is she so tangled? Okay, I think we're good to add the mask now. Dan always likes to try to like shame me for like leaving things in as long as I do. Let me see what the actual instructions are. It does say to apply to wet hair and wait 2 to 5 minutes. 2 to 5. It's probably gonna be in my hair for like 30 before I wash it out. whatever, it's hydrating. It's not like it's hurting anything. So it just comes in this big tub like this, and it has like this thick conditioner consistency. And I'm just gonna kind of rub my hands together and then just start applying. So Dan and I just started this new TV show, Severance, which I think has 2 seasons out so far, and it's on Apple TV. And I don't know, I've been thinking about it a lot. Just like, it's a very interesting concept where, like, I don't know what's a spoiler, but essentially, like, we're following people in a work setting, like an office setting, but these employees have gone through a procedure that is called, like, being severed, where there's some sort of implant in their brain, and basically they have 2 personas within them. Like, they have their outie, which is like the person who exists outside of work, and then they have a person who only exists inside of work, and they don't have any like crossover. There's no memories of like one or the other. Like, they're their own separate people, and it's just like a very interesting twisted concept because like clearly shady things are going on. I don't know, let me know if you're watching that, because it's been interesting so far, and I think we're a little bit behind the trend because apparently there were 3 years between season 1 and season 2, and we just started season 1 in the last like week or so. Did I put enough of this in? I'm gonna add a little bit more to my ends. I feel like ever since I moved here where I am now in Indiana, which did we move here in 2021? I can't remember exactly. 2021 feels right, but I feel like ever since I moved here, my hair has been in such better health than like ever before in my life. Like, I've just been instructed ways to take care of my hair differently than I ever like knew about or was aware of from my hairstylist, and like just in general on social media and stuff too. Like, I'm just learning so much more, and I just feel like my hair's been better than ever. I've always had like the same style or whatever. Like, it's always just been like longish, well, not always, but whatever, blonde hair. I did have a phase around 2020 where I went brunette just because I always wanted to know. I don't think we're ever gonna do that again. But I always struggle with getting my hair as cool toned as I would like for it to be. Like, it just really wants to pull brassy, like it wants to be yellow. Just something I'm always constantly having to fight against, and it used to be such an issue where like literally whenever I was living in Kansas City, I was seeing a person who would dye my hair blue just to get like the ashiness back, like to cut out the like warm tones. I literally had blue dye. Which makes sense, but like it was just always so difficult, and I could never maintain it as well as I would like to. But lately my hair's been the color I want it to be. It's been fabulous. So yeah, we're gonna wear this hair mask, and then when I thought I heard my fiance getting up. He'll get up in the next hour, but I lost the plot. I will use a purple shampoo and conditioner as well, actually, in the shower, and I usually do those more treatment-based ones after I'm using a hair mask. Just, I don't know, it feels like it balances out a little bit, because then it's like I'm nourishing my hair and then I'm using something that's potentially a little bit harmful to my hair, right? Because usually those purple products aren't so healthy, but allegedly these are fine. But like, you know, after I shower, I'm gonna do my nails, and what I'm thinking is I'm gonna do this, where are you? I'm gonna do this one, which is called Mrs. Potts. I think all of my nail polish is from Lights Lacquer. So Mrs. Potts, this is supposed to be kind of like a clear translucent. I'll show you later whenever I'm applying or have applied it. I don't know. So I don't know, I've been eyeing that one for a while and I don't think I've used it yet. And then I have this other one, which is such a weird color. I don't know, you can't really see because it looks like it's all orange here. It's like separated a little bit, but it's called 11, like Stranger Things vibes. And it's green, and it is March now, so it feels like it'd be a little festive to have something green going on, but like it's kind of a weird color. Like it's supposed to be swampy and like creepy, but I'll put on my toes. Okay, I think I'm gonna go try to pull some food for lunch, and then probably dilly-dally before I end up showering, because I hate showering. Secret there, like, let's keep it between us. Not really, I'll tell anybody, but I hate showering, so I'm gonna procrastinate that. I will do it, but I don't want to. Cool, cool. Hello. Okay, so I'm at the grocery store. Got the nails done. I did show you, okay, don't look at them too closely. I do not paint inside the lines very well, so we're gonna have to clean them up later. But they are blue. I did show you like a nude one, but whenever I painted it, it was literally like see-through. So like I will use it at some point, but I think it'll be more like a, if I try to do some sort of nail art or like colored tips or something, like that's when I'll use that. So I did end up doing blue instead. Dan is not with me. I'm gonna go into the store. Oh my gosh. It's a little crazy here right now. There's like a bunch of movement around me. I've got my list on my phone and I'm feeling so fatigued. I just walked my dog and I can barely like get through the motions of the day. I also did my taxes today because Dan started bullying me. He's like, I have it open, do it now. So I did get it done. So that's, I guess, gonna be a relief, but like, I just feel so yucky. Okay, wish me luck. I have to go walk around a grocery store for like 30 to 50 or something minutes. I don't know. Well, hello there, hello there, hello there. We're gonna put away this grocery haul. I don't think you can see very much of it, but I have bags everywhere. And I'm also gonna start meal prepping for the week. So, first things first, I usually take everything out of the bags. Come here, Kylie, come here. Can you see the doggy? Okay, she didn't really come up, but okay. Anyway, I'm actually also gonna make her some food. She has one frozen meal left of like homemade food that I made for her previously, but I'm gonna make her some more stuff now, which actually I should get started right this moment because I have some chicken that is like of questionable quality at this point, so I think we need to go ahead and put that in the oven for her pronto. Yeah, let's do that before we do anything else. Okay, sorry, I just realized my air was on when I first got in and everything, but it is now off. I don't know if I need to spray this, but we will. I also don't really have a plan for the cooking process here, but sorry if you can hear her drinking water. I can hear it, so I assume you can hear it. Alright, I gotta wash my hands. So Kyla's gonna be sniffing around a little bit because she knows when food is being prepared and she is an opportunist. She would like to be involved. This chicken's still mostly frozen. The oven's not preheated or anything, but like, we just need to get it cooked. Okay, let's see. Groceries. So I didn't bag this. I went and I had, staff check it and bag. So I don't know how this is organized essentially. But we have bread in this bag. So we got some buns for burger night. I got some sandwich bread. I don't know. I usually try to find bread that's like on discount, like about to expire, because I go ahead and put it in the freezer anyway, because what I'm gonna do with this is make DIY Uncrustables. But there wasn't anything like marked down, so I just kind of grabbed some random like whole wheat bread. And then we got a coupon for freaking free bagels, which I'm psyched about. I love bagels, but actually I've moved away from eating bagels because ever since I did my MRT, like food sensitivity test, which I'll link some information below about that, but essentially it's what I used to discover my food triggers for migraine attacks. I am reactive to most grains, and I really don't strictly follow like the results of the test to tell me like don't eat these things that you're kind of reactive to, but I do avoid the things that I am reactive to in general. So I used to have bagels for breakfast every morning, and I have had such a hard time moving away from that, but I actually have fully moved away from it at this point. But if I don't eat this, Dan likes bagels too. Like, who doesn't like bagels? But this will be tempting for me while we have them. So in a moment, I will bring those over to the pantry. We have chicken here, which I will use for pad thai. Oh, fun. Okay, so I have some beans here. I got a 4-pack of black beans. I forget, actually, now that I'm thinking about my reactive foods list, there was a bean that I was using in like a different meal prep that I used to do, and I was a little bit reactive to it, and I forget which one that was, but I remember intentionally switching beans. But this is actually not for me, this is for my dog. I'm going to be mixing this into her food just to bulk it up and give, you know, a little bit more like fiber and all of that. So, I mean, I might use it too. There's 4 cans. I'm only gonna use 1 can for her today, but this is not for me, intentionally anyway. That will go to the pantry. We have some mini seedless peppers. Probably will use this in the pad thai, but we always buy mini peppers. I actually have some old ones that I'm gonna chop up and use for Kyla's food today, but this is a restock. I'm also gonna chop up the broccoli, that's what's in here. I'm gonna chop off and, oh my goodness. So I have a very picky eater fiance. We had a hard time introducing him to vegetables. We do have him eating vegetables consistently now, but with broccoli, he's still kind of particular. He wants it chopped kind of finely, like small, and he doesn't want much of the like stem. He wants mostly like the florets. So luckily I will be repurposing all of the like stem and everything and use it for Kyla's food. She's gonna have like a feast here in a second, like, oh my God. But anyway, I'm gonna chop up the broccoli today so that I can use those florets with the leftover peppers, not this one, the other one. You'll see it in a second. I also have every berry. I have an entire berry medley here. Dan always has a cup of fruit for his lunches, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and throw that together for him in a second, along with the sandwich that he's gonna take for lunch. The blackberries aren't his, this is gonna be for me, but he will be having these. So again, not gonna put these away into the fridge yet either. Oh my gosh, I think I'm overcommitting a little bit. All my bags in a pile over there so far. This can go away. This can go away. And the chicken. Okay, let's move some stuff. Okay, it's gonna seem counterproductive, but I'm bringing things out. Bringing some of the sandwich stuff for the bread. This will be, let me like section this off. Here are some English muffins. Dan eats these for breakfast. Again, that was kind of his swap for bagels. I think they might be slightly lower calorie. I don't really know, but it's for him. Oh my gosh, so I got bean sprouts for the pad thai recipe, but I swear their best by date is always like super duper short, and these expire tomorrow, so we're gonna have to have pad thai tomorrow. But it was discounted because it expires tomorrow, and it is a little bit slimy, but I mean, I'll wash it and everything, of course. But yeah. Also got some green onions for the pad thai, and also I think for the other recipe I planned, which I forget what that is now. Deli meat for the sandwich, that will go here. Mushrooms. Oh hey, the oven's to temp. This is one of the veggies we always buy. We always get broccoli, mini peppers, and mushrooms. Like we use those very consistently. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put these things into the fridge. Oh my gosh, okay, everything in here is yogurt except for one thing. So I'm gonna unbag it all. Okay, so this is the oddball out. It is chicken livers, disgusting. Yeah, this is also for Kyla, discounted again. I usually just try to look for any meat that is marked down whenever I'm shopping in that department for Kyla food, but I mean, an organ meat like liver is gonna be great for her. She likes it. She doesn't care that I think it's disgusting. And then I eat Greek yogurt. I prefer Greek yogurt. So I prefer Chobani and like their low sugar thing, but I do enjoy this Kroger brand, the like in-store brand, well enough, and it's more affordable. Not that like we're like scraping pennies together or anything, but like it just seems like a wise choice if I like this okay to go ahead and pick this. So I will be putting that in the fridge, but then Dan does not like Greek yogurt. He likes Yoplait yogurt, so he prefers a few of the flavors there. And I had to buy 10 of them because of a sale. So we have 10 freaking yogurts, which is gonna last him a little while, which is fine. But I have all of this yogurt, and I think that's one of the last bags that we have to unbag here. So I will be right back. Last bag. Just got a couple of dog treat bags because I am running alarmingly low on my dog treat supply. So just got a couple of things that sounded kind of fun for her. I, for some reason, am attached to the idea of getting her salmon-based items. I have no idea. I think it might be personal preference and I'm like projecting onto my dog, but also I know like the healthy omega-3 fats and everything are gonna be great for her skin and coat. I don't know, I'm goofy. But anyway, these are for her. And then for me, I got myself some treats. I got some jelly beans. Since like Easter is the next holiday that, you know, the grocery store is supplied for, there are so many freaking delicious treats out. And I have always loved jelly beans. It's like my favorite thing ever. So I already opened this one and had a few of them on the drive home. And I'm probably gonna have some more here in a moment. But let's start moving and grooving. Let's see. All of these can go away. Oh gosh, I kind of want to sit down. No, we're just gonna do it. It's fine, totally fine. Okay, so Dan's lunch first, just to get it out of the way. I don't know if that's in your shot. I guess not. Okay. I'm gonna toast in this toaster oven that we have literally right here. So I'm very methodical about all this. Let me see if you can see what I'm doing. You can see what I'm doing now. So I'm going to prep these sandwiches. Oh my gosh. Don't tell Dan. Don't tell Dan that those went everywhere. Oh my gosh. Okay, what a freaking mess. So I'm actually gonna put these in the fridge. Okay, into the toaster they go. There we go. Now time to assemble. So he has Munster cheese. Okay, Kyla's coming over. She thinks it might be for her. It's not. Very sad. That's our Munster cheese. Sorry, I don't know why this is here. That's his drinking glass, and it just stays there forever. We have some salami slices. We actually will use 4 total, so that works. I need a knife. Ugh, they just like threw it in here like crazy. Okay, all right. So this is a blackened turkey. Let me make sense of this. Is this enough? Probably. Okay. This is not as orderly as I would prefer. Go. And 2 Ziploc bags to seal them up once it's all done. And we will butter the bread once it comes out. Also gonna get out this because this will be for the fruit. I need to get a strainer. And I still have a minute left on the toaster oven, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some of the berries into the strainer. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and rinse these and put them on here to dry. Ah, I had some runaways. Oh, there goes my toaster oven. So these are toast quite beautifully. Okay, I don't know if I explained, but this is actually for 2 days of lunches for him. Obviously he's not sitting there eating 2 full, well, maybe not obviously, but he's not sitting there eating 2 full sandwiches at a lunch hour plus a cup of berries. That'd be a bit much for him. Okay, the sandwiches are done. Now I'm gonna go ahead and wash this off so I can put the strawberries and cut them on this board with this knife. Okay, just gonna dry off a little bit here. These are big. There we go. Sandwich is done, fruit is done. What should I do next? I have the broccoli and the peppers out, but I think I will pause a little bit and I don't know. Okay, and I will show you my prep. Like, I know I really only showed you Dan's stuff, but technically I'm already mostly ready to go. So usually I'll make some muffins. I have 4 still prepped, so I'm good for most of the week on that. I'll also make some boiled eggs, which I do need to do, but I'll do that after dinner tonight. I have my Greek yogurt prepped. I have a few DIY Uncrustables made already, so again, that's less high priority. I could do that later on in the week. And I feel like I'm forgetting what else I usually do, but we're gonna pause for now. I'm gonna snack on a couple jelly beans, of course, and then make my dinner. So, talk to you soon. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the eggs. I use an Instapot to boil them or hard cook them. And here is what we do. I gotta put a little bit of water here at the bottom. Okay, we got some water in there. And then we have this insert. So the eggs sit on top of each of those like circular compartments. So I'm gonna go ahead and add somewhere between 5 and 10. I probably will just try to stick to 1 egg per day. So I'll make 5, but maybe 1 or 2 extra for the weekend. And then I'm gonna set this to high pressure 5 minutes and to have an ice bath ready to go. Okay, ice bath ready, got some eggs in here. I'm gonna make sure that it's sealed correctly. And then, there we go. Now I think I'm gonna go ahead and chop up the vegetables and just put them in, like the stuff that I'm gonna use for Kyla, into a bowl. Hello? Very dramatic, okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a big bowl out. And I won't take you with me with this because this is Kyla stuff. And also I'm like freaking drained. Like, girl, where's my energy? Where did it go? I miss having energy. So I'm gonna kind of try to knock this out. I have some leftover pizza heating up in the oven with the chicken that I can't forget that I'm prepping for Kyla. And I'm just gonna sit down and watch some TV because, dude, what the heck? Oh, okay, see you when I see you. So, okay, so today is actually Wednesday. It's Wednesday, my dude. Sorry, my air is so loud. It's gonna kick off here in a second because I sat here waiting for a while, but then I got impatient, decided to jump in and get going. So I have gone through several days of my work week already, but now I'm at the point where I've ran low on my DIY Uncrustable sandwiches, which actually I'm not needing as much, but I do have some bread. So we're gonna go ahead and make them before the bread goes bad. Because they're stored in the freezer, so they have a long shelf life. And I'm going to make my muffins, my like breakfast muffins. That's what I have. There goes the air, yay, we can be in peace and quiet again. We can make some muffins. I have some ingredients out here. So this, I know this recipe by heart. I don't even need to look it up anymore because it's just like so programmed in my brain. I've already turned on the oven, I just did that. It goes up to 350 Fahrenheit, and then I'm going to get out my muffin tin, like my muffin liners, and I have some silicone cups, and we'll spray that down and start mixing up the dry ingredients for the muffins. Okay, I have a bunch of these silicone liners. I only have 4 of these, 2 colors, and the rest of these I don't have enough, so we're gonna have to kind of divide and conquer here. Whatever, this will be totally fine. Don't judge me for how stained some of these are. Gosh, this is on its last leg. Okay, I'm gonna put that to the side. Okay, this is all I'll need. So, very, very simple. Oh, I also need a whisk. I'm a Weasley little liar. Okay, sugar. I love these like bins. The bins! What am I talking about? Sorry, it's the end of the day and I am a crazy person, so I don't have them labeled, but for me it's very easy to tell which is which because the sugar is like crystal vibes and then the flour is like powder vibes. I don't know. I don't get them messed up. If it were not just me that mainly uses these ingredients, I'd probably label them, but since it's just me, I don't feel the need to. So I've actually been thinking about switching up this recipe because dang, that's a lot of sugar. Like for a muffin, it makes sense, but like I would like to cut back on the sugar or do a sugar-free alternative or something. I just haven't messed with it yet. Now, I am reactive to wheat. I think I mentioned earlier in the week when I was talking to you, but I'm not reactive enough for it to like be a significant issue. Like I do eat wheat products every day and I have made gluten-free muffins in the past and used that as my main go-to thing, and that works totally fine. It just didn't make a significant improvement, and obviously gluten-free flour is more expensive and a little harder to work with, so it's just, I don't know. I'm just using this right now. I might change it up again in the future. So this is where things get a little bit cuckoo crazy because, well, this is the only place that it's gonna get a little cuckoo crazy. I ran out of baking powder. I always get it mixed up. I usually use baking powder. I did look up what the conversion is. For 1 teaspoon of baking powder, you can use a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and then a 1/2 teaspoon of an acid like cream of tartar. I'm gonna link actually my video where I talk about cream of tartar. So, because it's been popularized as like a hack for migraine treatment, but it's like not legit, so like don't do that. But I do have some cream of tartar because of that experience. So I usually use 2 teaspoons of baking powder. That's gonna mean I need to do a 1/2 teaspoon of this and a full teaspoon of this. And I also need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Oh shoot, I just knocked over my pepper. All right, I'm never gonna see the pepper again. I'm too short. Dan will get it, don't worry. What did I say, a 1/2 of this? Oh gosh, this is like down there. Okay, and now I'm gonna do 2 of the 1/2 teaspoon of this. That didn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. You can use the other side. Okay, hopefully that works out. All right, I'm putting some stuff away now. Oh my God. Oh yay, my oven's ready. So I'm just gonna whisk these dry ingredients together first, get them a little bit incorporated. Now I need 1 egg, 1/3 cup of milk, 1/3 cup of water, not water, this is quite literally not water, oil, and then I'll add my like mix-ins. And I always use oat milk. Funny enough, I think I mentioned grains tend to be my main issue. I am also reactive to oat, and whenever I was having smoothies every single morning for breakfast, which sometimes I'll get into that phase in the summer, whenever I was doing those smoothies and having a lot of the oat milk in my breakfast, I actually did notice a flare-up of like my migraine frequency. So I do need to be a little cautious, but the amount that's like incorporated in this recipe that gets spread out for like 12 muffins, it doesn't really matter. And yeah, we just use this because Dan and I are both lactose intolerant, like most people. But also Dan has a lot of food allergies, so he can't do like nut-based milks and legumes. So he can't do soy milk, almond milk, like the more common go-tos. But I think that oat milk is actually the most delicious option, so I'm not mad about the fact that we use this. Okay, gonna put these away. Also gonna get like a spoon, just because I'm not gonna wanna whisk here in a second. But for now, it's okay, because I need to break up that egg yolk. Now, technically, and I only know this because I've taken like food science classes and food preparation classes for my dietetics degree, muffins, you're not supposed to overmix. Like you're supposed to mix it very infrequently. I do not do that correctly. I am not a master chef. And also I am the only one eating these muffins, so like I don't take it that seriously. So really it's funny because whenever you follow the actual instructions for muffins, it looks like they're not properly mixed, and like it looks like the dough is clumpy and not incorporated, but that is how it's supposed to be. Again, I'm not gonna do that perfectly here, but I will try to go on the less mixed side just for, I don't know, a little science experiment. Okay, that's good, let's get that out of there. And now I'll actually move to the spoon. Get out. Oh my gosh, if this was like cookies or any like delicious dessert, I would definitely be licking this, but it is a muffin. I'm sure it's still delicious because did you see how much sugar that was? But we're not gonna do that. Okay, let's make sure that's off the sides. Okay, so I have some coconut shreds I'm gonna add in there. Can I get rid of the rest? I can get rid of the rest, thank goodness. Okay, it's gonna be extra coconutty. Ooh. I probably shouldn't have done that. I kind of just add like whatever to this. Like I'm not that nitpicky about it. I have this container of frozen fruit that is just like leftover of what we use in like for our berries, especially for Dan's lunches at the end of the week. So I'm gonna try to add some of that to here too. Probably mostly the raspberries because they'll be easier to get in there, or not. Okay, it's frozen solid. I don't wanna add all of this because that seems like overkill, but that looks like it might be a good amount. Sometimes I'll add like peanuts or shredded almonds or something to this too. Or like other dried fruit or something, but this is what we're working with this time. Okay, that'll work. All right, let's get her in the oven. That's not perfectly proportioned, but it's pretty good. And that takes about 15 minutes. I heard my dog outside, so let me go grab her and we'll do our next thing. Okay, so it's actually evening right now, so we're probably gonna need to get Kyla's dinner out here in a second, as well as mine. I'm like not that hungry right now, but I don't know why, it's kind of weird. So this is my handy little contraption that I have for making DIY Uncrustables. So this inside circle part, you see how it has these ridges? This is what presses the bread together and creates that like lattice style pattern of a circle, and then this goes outside and it cuts it. So you'll see once it all comes together, but let's lay out some bread. Yes. Okay. Got my peanut butter. And the trick is to like really seal these in and everything is to put peanut butter on every slice and then put the jelly in between. Which honestly, I love that because I am a peanut butter lover. Angles 360 what you see. I'm so Julia. Okay, now for the jelly. Oh my God, I almost just threw it at myself. Are you a strawberry or a grape type of person? I like both, but I do lean strawberry. I like this because now I don't have to use 2 utensils. I will just, oh, hello, add a little bit of the jelly to half of these. Okay, and by a little, that's kind of a lot to be honest, but you know, I felt like I way overdid it last time I made these with the jelly, but it tasted great, so I don't know, maybe I was onto something. Maybe we'd need more jelly. Looking good. Now let's fold these up. And this is slightly wasteful. I've done it different ways in the past, but here. I will be using just Ziploc baggies. I'd love to use like reusable ones. I forget what those are called, but you know what I mean, the like reusable plastic bags like this. And I have like just put them in big containers, and I'll grab one and put it in a like Tupperware or something. But for convenience, which is what these are, convenient, this just ends up being the way that fits in the freezer first of all, and like, I don't know, is just more convenient, I suppose. So very easy. These are a little bit small, so they might not be the most beautiful Uncrustables you've ever seen, but here, I will move some of these out of the way so you have a better view. A better view of this one, which is definitely too small, so it's not gonna be pretty. So I just push down and then make sure we're cutting them off. Here goes the crust. Where should I put that? Put in that bowl. And yeah, this one's not beautiful, but you can see the concept, like the fold here where it seals. It does give Uncrustable. Again, these bread slices are a little bit small. Some of them towards the middle are probably a little bit better, but I don't mind that they're slightly ugly and still technically have some crust. It's not the end of the world to me because I'm an adult and not that picky. This is just fun. If you are doing this for someone who is going to be a little bit more particular about the fact that they don't look perfect, I've had some that came out super well that are just bigger bread slices. So just be aware of that and try to pick something when you're shopping that has nice big bread slices so that you can have them perfectly uniform. So this right here is a work week worth because there's 5 sandwiches here. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of this bread loaf. Dude, I don't know how to count. Okay. I don't really have room. Perfect. Okay, I'll just move that for now. 360. Oh my gosh, you know what? It's been a while since I did the grocery shopping, since that was on Sunday and now it's Wednesday. And I had just noticed when I was pulling this bread out that Dan has not yet touched the bagels. And it is currently 6:45. Oh my God, I didn't know it was that late. And like I said, for some reason my appetite's just kind of low right now. But it is past dinner time. I usually eat at 6. So I think since appetite's low, so I don't need to make like a whole big thing. And because this is smelling delightful, I freaking love peanut butter, I might have a bagel with peanut butter on it. Doesn't that sound freaking delicious? I don't know why I said it like that. That was really weird. But it does sound delicious. And I'm actually really surprised because, again, I think I mentioned this earlier, but if I didn't, we'll just repeat ourselves. Or, well, I guess I won't be repeating myself if I didn't say this before, but Dan typically does leave twice a week and is gone at dinner time to play his nerdy games. He's at the game store and doing Magic the Gathering. He hasn't been doing that as much recently, so I wasn't sure if I should expect him home after work or not. But when I got home, I did some stuff with Kyla. It's raining, so we did like a puzzle, and I did an Easter egg hunt where she like walks around the house looking for Easter eggs that are filled with treats, just to get her like occupied and entertained. I do that sometimes when it is bad weather and I can't walk her. So we were doing that and that took a while. And then I looked at the clock and realized it was like 5:45 or like getting close to 6. And I'm like, Dan's still not here. He must not be coming. So I should have texted him, but I don't know, it all worked out. So that's good because I had no plans for dinner for us, clearly, since I didn't even know what I was eating until just now at 6:45 p.m. Okay, we got 3 minutes left on the muffins, but I will say that I tend to have to go longer than what the recipe calls for, especially when I'm adding a lot of fruit like I did. Well, I didn't add as much fruit today as I did in the past. Sometimes I really load it up and it's like a lot of water content, so it's hard to get it fully cooked. But I do anticipate I'll still have to add a few minutes, but I will show you when that's done. But otherwise, that's it, girl. That's it. This is my meal prep. This did not take me very long at all. And this is just such an easy addition to my lunches that literally it's affordable because it's just a slice of bread and peanut butter and jelly. A slice of bread, I mean a loaf. And I actually enjoyed this one particularly because even though they're not that aesthetic, there wasn't that much waste. That's sometimes the part that's a little bit upsetting with my DIY Uncrustables because I don't really care about the crust. I'll eat the crust, but for this like system to put them in the freezer and stuff, this is the way to do it. That has worked best. And sometimes all the waste of the crust feels a little sad. I've actually in the past, when I've been more careful about applying the peanut butter, I'll take all of that crust and turn it into homemade breadcrumbs, and that's really fun, but I can't always get away with that, and I don't really do it anymore just to be on the safe side since they will potentially be at risk cross-contaminated with peanut butter, and Dan has food allergies, like I mentioned, so we don't want to mess with that. There's all those. So now I gotta put these in the freezer, do some dishes, make my dinner, and finish up those muffins. Sweet. Okay, it's Girlie's dinner time. She has to do a couple, oh gosh, she gets very sassy with us. She has to do a couple of tricks to get her dinner. She likes to do all of the tricks she's ever known in her whole life at once, usually, so that's always really fun. I don't have any hands to like show her what trick to do. Oh my gosh. Hold on, let's see what I can do here. There we go. Touch. That's not quite right. Yes. Shake. Yes. Speak. She does plenty of that, doesn't she? Hey, 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 hey. Can you spin? Yes. Down. Yes. Roll over. Roll over. This one's very hard for her. I don't know why she makes it so hard. Down. Let's go to chair actually, but down. Roll over. Not quite. Down. Roll over. Roll over. Roll over. Roll over. Roll over. You know how to do it, love. Down. Roll over. Roll over. Roll over. Okay, I don't think we're gonna get a roll over. Touch it. Okay, I gotta get my bagel. You got saved by the bell. Okay, bagel should be toasted. Ooh, she's a little extra toasty. Now, the muffins, how are you looking? Oh, not bad. Oh, girl, I could have used 2 hands. All right, here are my muffins. I'm gonna let them cool while I'm eating, and then put some of them in the fridge, some of them in the freezer. That's that on that. Okay, I hope you had fun doing all this with me, and maybe we'll do it again later. Toodles.